Eating the same thing every single day might seem dull on the surface, but it's often a quiet signal of a sharp, efficient mind. Highly intelligent people tend to cut out low-impact decisions like what to wear or what to eat. Why? Because they're preserving mental energy for the bigger, more complex problems that actually matter. It's called decision fatigue. The more choices you're forced to make, the worse your judgment tends to get over time. So, cutting down on the small stuff makes room for clarity. Steve Jobs famously wore the same outfit daily. Mark Zuckerberg, same thing. And for some, repeating meals works the same way. It simplifies life and frees up mental bandwidth. Studies back this up. Routines can improve productivity and lower anxiety. Repetition isn't laziness. It's smart efficiency. So if someone eats chicken and rice on repeat, don't assume they're boring. They might just be busy outsmarting everyone else. Number 10. Building entire life systems you never actually follow. You've got a Notion dashboard that looks like it could run a company, 6 color-coded planners spread across your desk, and a habit tracker with more rules than international airspace. And yet, somehow, you still find yourself eating cereal straight from the box at 2 p.m., staring into space and wondering where the entire day disappeared. This isn't laziness. This is the signature move of a high-functioning overthinker. People with above-average intelligence often build complex systems to optimize every part of life, and then forget to use them. Why? Because the thrill isn't in doing the work. It's in designing the perfect system. Your brain's a city planner, not a construction crew. You had the blueprint. You just forgot to live in it. Number 9. Needing alone time after socializing. After a party, some people want an after-party. You want noise-canceling headphones, dim lights, and a locked bathroom door where no one can find you. That's not being rude. That's just mental maintenance. Research shows that people with higher cognitive ability often score higher in introversion traits. They process conversations more deeply, pick up on a million social cues others miss, and burn out way faster. In one fascinating study, highly intelligent individuals actually reported less life satisfaction when they socialized more than average. Why? Because their brains crave solo mode, time to reset, reflect, and reboot. So if you disappear after small talk, vanish from group chats, or need an entire weekend to recover from brunch, don't feel guilty. Your brain's not broken or antisocial. It's just busy being smart. Number 8. Staying up late for no reason. If you find yourself wide awake at 2 o'clock a.m., no plans, no emergency, no Netflix cliffhanger, just staring at the ceiling or suddenly brainstorming your next big idea, it might not be insomnia. It might actually be intelligence. Research shows a strong link between being a night owl and having a higher IQ. People who stay up late often score better in abstract thinking, creativity, and complex problem solving. While most brains start powering down with the sunset, theirs start to switch on. And no, it's not just gamers and doom scrollers keeping odd hours. Some of history's most brilliant minds, Darwin, Churchill, Mozart, all thrived at night. Why? One theory says highly intelligent brains are better at overriding their internal body clocks. They fight off that natural urge to wind down, choosing instead to stay mentally active while the rest of the world sleeps. So if your best thoughts happen when the world goes quiet, if you start writing novels, mapping out business plans, or just deeply pondering life at 3 a.m., you're not lazy, you're not broken, you're just operating on genius hours. Number 7. Getting bored of small talk quickly. If someone starts talking about the weather and you feel your soul slowly exiting your body, here's some good news. You might be highly intelligent. Smart brains crave depth, not surface-level chatter about barometric pressure or how humid it's been lately. It's not that you hate people, not at all. You just find it painfully hard to fake enthusiasm for Karen's third cat or a 10-minute story about how the grocery store ran out of oat milk. While others are content swapping fluff, your brain is quietly screaming, "Can we please talk about something real?" Researchers call this trait a need for meaningful stimulation. You just call it zoning out while someone gives you a detailed recap of their salad. Because while they're busy ranking croutons, you're rewriting the laws of physics, solving moral dilemmas, or mentally reworking your entire 5-year plan, all mid-conversation. So the next time your eyes glaze over during a lunchroom monologue about weekend weather, don't feel rude. You're not antisocial. You're just mentally wired for richer, more interesting conversations. You're operating on premium bandwidth, and small talk, it's still stuck on dial-up. Number 6. The tendency to delay tasks, and then absolutely crush them under pressure. You had 2 whole weeks. You stared at your to-do list, rearranged your desk, watched a few too many YouTube videos, and then finally got started 2 hours before the deadline. And somehow, you still delivered pure gold. That's not laziness. That's a well-documented quirk of highly intelligent minds. In fact, some of the most legendary thinkers in history were expert-level procrastinators. Leonardo da Vinci took 16 years to finish the Mona Lisa. Douglas Adams, author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, famously said, "I love deadlines. I love the whooshing sound they make as they fly by." So what's going on here? High IQ brains often need urgency to kick into high gear. Without it, everything else feels more interesting. Cleaning, reorganizing apps, over-researching the perfect font for your presentation. But once the pressure is on, boom, the distractions vanish and you enter a kind of hyper-focus mode. It's not avoiding the work. It's waiting for the right conditions, the mental version of a perfect storm, where stress and adrenaline become fuel. Some call it chaos. You call it performance art. Because in those final moments, while everyone else is panicking, you're somehow locked in, fully present, and firing on all cylinders. It's like your brain needed the ticking clock to unlock its full creative power. So if you only start working when the pressure is real and the caffeine is kicking in, don't beat yourself up. You're not broken. You're just running on mental jet fuel with a 5-minute timer. Number 5, making jokes nobody gets. You say, "My ex is like a quantum particle, always in 2 places at once," and Karen just stares at you over her mimosa. Total silence. Research shows people with higher IQs often enjoy complex humor, wordplay, dark irony, obscure references. The punchlines aren't always obvious, but they're sharp. If you've ever laughed at your own joke and then had to explain it using a metaphor or a flowchart, you're not weird. You're probably just a high-functioning comedic genius stuck in a normie world. Smart brains love smart jokes. So, if your punchlines go over people's heads, it's not a fail. It's a signal you're operating on a different level. Keep dropping those cerebral zingers. Someday, you'll find your people, or at least a Reddit thread that finally gets it. Number 4, always feeling a bit socially awkward. Ever rehearsed your coffee order 5 times, panicked anyway, and blurted out, "Medium large, please"? That might not be anxiety. It might be high intelligence. Social awkwardness is often tied to smarter brains. Why? Because intelligent people tend to overanalyze everything, especially social interactions. While others are chatting about weekend plans, you're mentally buffering. Did my smile look weird? Was my handshake too firm? Should I have said "you too" when they said safe travels? Einstein, famously awkward. Newton basically ghosted the entire 1600s. It's not that you're bad at socializing. Your brain's just busy running simulations of every possible outcome while everyone else is just vibing. So if handshakes feel like boss battles and small talk feels like decoding hieroglyphics, don't worry. You're not broken. You're just running on overclocked hardware. Number 3, constantly questioning everything. If your gut reaction to anything is, "But why?" chances are you're packing some serious mental horsepower. Cognitive psychology links high intelligence to something called low cognitive closure, meaning you don't need quick answers. You crave depth. You're not satisfied with the first explanation. You want to dig, unravel, and really understand. While others accept the surface, you're zooming into the wiring beneath. That's why highly intelligent people often question norms, challenge authority, and even second-guess their own beliefs. It's not about being difficult, it's how your brain's wired. Always cross-checking, always seeking logic. Einstein called it holy curiosity. Socrates built an entire career just asking why, over and over. So the next time someone says, "Why can't you just go with the flow?" flash a smile and say, "Because I'm busy figuring out where the river goes." Number 2, not trusting instructions unless you've tested them yourself. If your first instinct when handed directions is, "Yeah, I'll just figure it out on my own," congratulations. Your brain's likely running on premium hardware. Highly curious minds aren't wired to just follow instructions blindly. They're wired to test them. Whether you're skipping the IKEA manual, eyeballing cookie measurements, or reassembling a gadget just to see how it works, it's not stubbornness. It's experimentation. Psychologists call this trait need for cognition, a fancy term for people who actually enjoy thinking things through for themselves. So if you've ever taken apart a coffee machine just to prove the manual wrong, you're not chaotic. You're running quality control. Call it DIY brilliance, or just a brain that doesn't take anyone's word for it, not even a printed one. Number 1, getting emotionally attached to inanimate objects. Ever bumped into a chair and whispered, "Sorry," like it had feelings? Or felt strangely guilty tossing out an old pair of socks? You're not broken. You're emotionally overqualified. Getting attached to objects isn't just quirky. It's often a sign of high emotional intelligence. Psychologists call it anthropomorphism, when we assign human traits to non-human things. But it's more than cute. It's tied to stronger empathy, creativity, and social awareness. If you've ever named your Roomba or felt sad boxing up a childhood teddy bear, it's not weird. Your brain just doesn't draw a sharp line between people and things. So yeah, say sorry to the coffee table. That's not cringe. That's emotional depth. And if people call you weird for it, maybe they're just not wired as brilliantly as you.